going on, everybody? This is Island Hopper TV, and today we're going to talk about things to do while visiting Hong Kong, China. Let's do it.
That's right, Island Hoppers. We're coming to you from one of the finest cities in the world. This here is the Pearl of the Orient, Hong Kong, China.
Now we're going to ride the Victoria Tram here to the top of Victoria Peak, up the funicular.
Now, depending on the day that you do decide to go up to the top of Victoria Peak on the tram here, the prices do vary because they have regular day prices and peak day prices. But if you wanted a round trip ticket, that's going to be around 148 Hong Kong. That comes out to around $19. $1 US equals 7.70 Hong Kong dollars for those of you keeping track at home. So if you wanted to come on a peak day, which is typically the weekends or holidays, you're going to be looking at around 168 Hong Kong dollars. That's around 22 US. And they take you up in one of these old school looking tram funicular cars. It takes around 6 to 10 minutes to complete the journey going up, and you're going to really rise up around 1,364 meters. That's around 4,475 feet. So you're going to be way up above Hong Kong when you get these views up here at the Victoria Peak lookout point. And they have restaurants and some shopping that you can do here. So it is definitely worth it checking out Victoria Peak and doing the tram to get up here. This is definitely one of the top things to do in Hong Kong. And you can expect 360-degree views looking out towards Kowloon and then towards Stanley and the beaches on the other side. And on the other side, you can go to Ocean Park, but one of the best ways to get out there is by one of these cable cars. So you get great views and it's an awesome experience. There are two different cable car experiences in Hong Kong, but Ocean Park is like a Disneyland type resort without the name brand. They do have a Disneyland here, which we'll be showing you in a little bit, but Ocean Park is more laid back, really a fun place to go. Admission cost is 428 Hong Kong dollars, that's 55 US. Now here we are at Lantau Island, one of the most famous islands in the Hong Kong SAR. This here is Tai O Fishing Village. This is a very old school fishing village. You can feel like you're going back in time when you walk around here. They have some tours. Unlike most of Hong Kong, which is very modern, the Tai O Fishing Village is definitely a blast from the past, and you get a really rich cultural experience here with the fishermen in the Pearl River Valley area. And just to give you some background on the Pearl River Valley, this is one of the largest metro and urban areas in the entire world that include Shenzhen, Guangdong, Guangzhou, Hong Kong, Macau. And for centuries, fishermen have been out here patrolling these waters. Now, it's not easy getting around Lantau Island. The roads are very slim and windy, but one of the best ways to get around is by the Nong Ping cable car, which starts at Tung Chung Station and then works its way all the way out to the Big Buddha. If you wanted to go out to the Tai O Fishing Village, they also have a ferry, which will save you a lot of time because those roads are very windy. The cable car does not go out to the fishing village, but it does arrive at the Tian Tan Buddha. And this is a really spectacular Buddha up here on the hill. And you can walk up these steps, get a great exercise, walk around the village down below. It's a cultural village, but these steps going up to the Big Buddha, heck of a workout. On a hot day, definitely bring some water. On a cold, breezy day, definitely bring a jacket. But you're going to get an awesome Buddhist experience here because they have a few temples down below. So do expect to spend around 2 to 3 hours up here at Tian Tan. And if you include the cable car, it could be a half a day experience. The cable car is open from 10 in the morning till 6 in the evening, and the price is around 23 US dollars. The Big Buddha area, though, is free admission to the outside of the 112-foot bronze statue with the surrounding museum. But if you do choose to go inside, there is a fee to go inside the actual Buddha. And still here on Lantau Island, we're at Disneyland. The ticket prices do vary depending on what package you go with, but you can expect to pay around 75 US dollars to start. And kids get a little bit of a discount, but really an amazing Disneyland experience here. One of the best in Asia. I did forget to mention while up at the Victoria Peak, they do have a Madame Tussauds museum, so that's something you could do on the top of Victoria Peak. But what do you guys say we head down to some beaches, because Hong Kong has plenty of beaches. The first one we're going to check out is called Stanley, but there's also several other beaches in this area. This is facing out towards the east side of Hong Kong Island, not quite as built up as the other side. But Stanley in general is also a nice place to go for the evening for laid back experience. If you want to get outside the city, come out here to Stanley. They've got a market, they've got restaurants, And like I said, just a lot more calm experience for Hong Kong, because Hong Kong can be overwhelming at times. I mean, we're talking about seas of people, crowds on top of crowds. But as you can see, just walking around here, there is not many crowds. So Stanley Main Street, very laid back. And I point this out because some of the people who have visited Hong Kong before said that they just wanted an area to breathe while in the city. And you're going to find that out here in Stanley. So that's why we're pointing out this area. Not to mention the fact that the market has always been known as a place to pick up souvenirs or cheap goods, toys, etc. So do check out Stanley Market. Now let's talk about some of the local food. Hong Kong food is so famous. You've got Hainanese chicken, you've got dim sum, you've got soups that are so much variety, wonton noodle soup, you've got crispy noodle, Peking duck. Really an amazing place for foodies. If you've never been to a Chinese city, Hong Kong is going to blow your mind with the food. And the soup is abundant. I mean, you've got to try the soup out here, especially on a cold day in January. Soup here is delicious. Maybe not so much on a hot day. Also plenty of stir fry and beef. They've got pork, lots of seafood options. As a matter of fact, some of the best barbecue I've ever had right here in Lan Kwai Fong. So delicious. I tried all the varieties of saute and I couldn't get enough. It was finger licking good, to say the least. Now we're actually going to go around the city on the Hong Kong MTR. This can take you pretty much anywhere in Hong Kong. It's a must for all visitors. It's a subway system. Most of it is underground, especially on Hong Kong Island and Kowloon. You can save a lot of money getting around Hong Kong very efficiently with this MTR card. So do not forget to ride the Hong Kong MTR. That's mass transit. And the good thing is the card also works with buses. There is a total of 10 different lines for the rapid transit system, and there's around 99 different stations. They handle around 4.8 million riders per day. Now here we are at Lan Kwai Fong. We talked about it with that barbecue, but this is actually one of the most popular nightlife areas, especially with young people. There are a couple areas that are popular for nightlife, but Lan Kwai Fong is probably numero uno. So you got to come out here, especially if you're a young person looking to have a good time on a Friday or Saturday night. This place is absolutely ruckus. For those of you who follow our other channel, Island Hopper TV Travel Highlights, I actually did a full Hong Kong nightlife video showing you all around the sights and sounds of this here Hong Kong nightlife area on a Saturday night. Oh my gosh, I was blown away by how electric it was. And as we continue to show you around Hong Kong here, if you guys are enjoying this video so far, if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel to support us as we continue to make more videos for you guys. Here we are in Wan Chai. This is a more higher end experience than Lan Kwai Fong, but it's also considered a bit of a seedy area. It's just outside of the CBD. There is a station called Wan Chai. Lots of live music can be had here, but like I said, it does have a reputation of being a bit more seedy. For those of you who are looking for an experience like that, you'll find that in Wan Chai. I personally come down here for the beers and the live music because I love live music, and the bands that play at some of these bars are awesome. Now here we are at the Hong Kong observation wheel. It is $20 for adults, and children aged 3 to 11 are $10. Children under 3 are free. Takes about 15 minutes to do a full circle around this here wheel looking out towards Kowloon.
Next up, let's take that ferry across Victoria Harbour.
So you can get across the Victoria Harbour in about 5 to 10 minutes using the Octopus card, which you just top up as if you were going to ride the MTR or any of the trains or public transport. So the ferry is just a part of that. But if you wanted to actually get a different ferry going in longer distance, you can buy separate tickets, and they have different terminals around the Hong Kong and Kowloon area. I would say anyone who's first time in Hong Kong, this is actually a must, so definitely add this to the list. Now, once you get here to Kowloon, you have to remember this is mainland China, or it's attached to mainland China. Some of my favorite places to explore are going to be Temple Street at night for the food, for the shopping, also for the ambiance and vibes. But Kowloon offers a lot more than just Temple Street. You can also go to museums in the afternoon. They have some luxury hotels on this side. And bear in mind, Kowloon is actually attached to mainland China, so that means you can get to Shenzhen by crossing the border. But I would say definitely try some of this street food. So delicious. I really love it, these fish balls.
Now here we are at the Avenue of the Stars right here on the Kowloon side.
Avenue of the Stars is a great place to get a sunset view, walk around, get shots of the harbor looking out towards Hong Kong Island, and you can come over here in the evening time, sunset. Daytime is a bit hot anywhere in Hong Kong, especially during the summer months, but I really like coming over here to the Avenue of Stars, just walking around. They've continued to build up this area. You'll see different stars from across the Chinese movie and entertainment industry. The junk boats are really scenic and awesome to see crossing the Victoria Harbour like this. You can see those junk boats have that red flag. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to go across the Avenue of Stars, and that's when you'll see the Bruce Lee statue. He's basically Hong Kong's most famous celebrity, and he's one of the most famous celebrities in all of history. So taking a picture with Bruce Lee right here, mixed martial artist. And this particular stretch is known as Bruce Lee Way. So from here you can actually go into the heart of Kowloon, walk around where the museums are. Now what we're going to do is actually head over to Macau on the Hong Kong to Macau ferry. There's several different lines that you can take. The ride itself takes around an hour and a half. Prices do vary depending on the class. I would aim for the super class or the premier class, which is 450 Hong Kong. The economy class is very budget friendly. That's 160 Hong Kong. You can do a day trip from Hong Kong to Macau, leave at 8 in the morning and come back at 6 p.m. Or you can just stay a night or two in Macau, which is what I usually do at one of those awesome hotels along Cotai Strip. I would say ideally 48 hours in Macau is probably perfect. You can also go over to the historical area where the Portuguese were. So Macau, we did make a full travel guide for Macau. I'll put a link below in the description and in the comments so you can watch that Macau video if you're serious about going over there. Both Hong Kong and Macau are different SARs, Special Administrative Regions, and you will need a passport to come and go. Now let's talk about some more of these beaches. This one here is Repulse Bay. If you're looking for a way to cool off when it's really hot and muggy, going to the beach is probably going to be the best way. That or get a hotel with a nice pool, but real estate is scarce in Hong Kong, so it seems like pools are not as available as in most places because of overcrowding and mountains. But beaches like Repulse Bay, Stanley, this whole area, there's a lot of different beaches you can hang out and relax. And I would say plan for a beach day in Hong Kong. They usually have good restaurants nearby too. Most of these tall buildings that you see around here are going to be condos or apartments, maybe Airbnbs, but not many hotels, although they are here. It's just not as available as you would find in other places. And there are other beaches like Deepwater Bay Beach. And as we continue to show you around Hong Kong here, if you're enjoying this video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Now here we are on the Ding Ding cable car. This is like a blast from the past to when the British and the Chinese both collaborated to create Hong Kong many moons ago. As you know, Hong Kong used to be a British colony for 100 years before in 1996 they turned it back over to China. But riding the streetcar is an awesome experience. Hope you guys enjoyed this one from Hong Kong. If you got value out of it, we hope you can watch some more of our other videos. I'll put Macau here at the end, as well as Taipei, Taiwan. See you guys on the next one.